Shaft blast's gonna blast some shafts. Welcome back to Tales from the Rimworld. I promise I'll try to fucking finish it this time. If there's one thing that we've learned from the past week, it's that Rimworld equals good and weekly news equals bad. So here's the deal. I'll keep giving you motherfuckers what you really want out of me, and in return, think about tapping that like button and maybe sharing with about 10,000 of your friends. That would really help me out. But anyway, back to the video. Our first hero of the day is Ray, a jack of all trades who is allergic to manual labor. Next up is Alistair, the muscle of the group. And finally we have glorious comrade Leonid, hero of the Soviet Union, and world-class potato farmer. Together, our heroes will endure pain, suffering, and even death itself. Mainly the last bit. I'm really shit at this game. After getting locked and loaded, the group began to set up camp. True Soviet hero, comrade Leonid, sprang into work just after he was finished vomiting in front of his son. He started gathering the necessary materials and putting up an entire barrack, nearly single-handedly. Alistair, the thick pile of hulking man meat that he is, also started to help, lugging materials to a safe space for later use. Ray, on the other hand, thought it would be more productive to have a stroll around the local area, leaving his 68-year-old father to put up the building instead. Whilst walking around, he also thought it would help in the long term to see how many fingers he could fit up his anus. The rest of the group did not approve of Ray's anus exploration and put him to work building the new shack. Glorious comrade Leonid then decided to become a night owl and took a nap in the middle of the construction site. I suppose it's good to have someone working round the clock, especially when one of your workers keeps digging around inside his rectum. After work on the shack was finished, I decided to make the group work in the potato fields. Partly, it was because all three men were going to starve to death within days, but also because I wanted to see the glorious comrades' world-class potato farming skills in action. The next structure to go up was a fridge. This could become useful in the future, especially if we decide to harvest Ray's organs for more deserving people. Before long, construction on a wind turbine was also finished, and the potato fields were also being nicely cultivated. Things were starting to look up for this shitty little town. The group also loaded their rifles and set up some sandbags. I had a funny feeling that some fucking dirty raider was just around the corner. Glorious comrade Leonid had grown tired of the group's constant bitching and moaning. He therefore decided to build another house to sleep in, all by himself, under the cover of darkness. In hindsight, glorious comrade Leonid gave literally zero shits whatsoever. As the group realized that they would probably be in this mess for the long haul, they decided to come up with a name for their new empire. And so it was that the glorious empire of testicle infections was born, with the capital of a crusty ball at its center. Long live the empire. As is customary with these fucking videos, a wild tortoise took that exact moment to lose its fucking mind. Alistair was dispatched to deal with the bloodthirsty tortoise, but unfortunately, developed Parkinson's disease on the way over. I'm just going to let the footage roll for a little bit now. Let's see how long it takes for Alistair, a man in his prime with a fully loaded hunting rifle, to kill what is basically a stationary target 3 feet away from him. They're all going to fucking die. Soon enough, the colony was beginning to take shape. The fridge was up and running, the potato fields were fully planted, and an extra barrack had been constructed. But then, disaster. A wild man with a shitty little knife appeared in the wilderness. It was going to take all the might of the group to subdue such a threat. Finally, the moment arrived, and the group sprung into action. It was a close call, but they were able to eventually mow their target down. I decided to take the man prisoner with the hopes that he would one day join us. He couldn't be worse than some of the other fucking clowns in the group. Just as a quick editor's note, I do realize that I researched how to build a battery and then never fucking build one. I told you, I'm fucking bad at this. But I swear to good comrade Leonid, if any of you put any battery remarks down in the comments section, you'll be in for a good shaft blasting, if you get my meaning. But on that note, leave a like, and do a sub, if you want more of this shit. I promise I'll try to make this into a full series this time, but nothing is guaranteed. Until next time, shaft blast out. Whoops, nearly forgot. Rob GR is still a fucking scrub.
We need to build a wall. Build a wall. Build a wall. Believe me. We need to build a wall.
And nobody builds walls better than me, believe me. And I'll build them very inexpensive.